Welcome and good morning. With me today, I have on my far left Todd Horton, Dr. David Snowden, Jason Golden, Dr. Ken Moore, Ray Little, the mayor in Brentwood, and Dr. Andy Russell. Several of them will be speaking in a moment. Thanks for being here this morning. It's unfortunate that our state is continuing to see a rise in COVID-19 cases and hospitalizations. If these trends continue, we could experience bed capacity issues in certain parts of the state as well as in our own county. We all need beds and available staff in our hospitals, not only to care for COVID patients, but to care for those experiencing those heart attacks, strokes, injuries, and other kinds of issues that may require entrance into the ER or stay in our hospitals. Since early summer, we've worked together as a community to bring down these trends. However, today we find ourselves at a crossroads and we need to take new action to help ensure that we are headed down the right path again. After collaborating and working with the mayors, the medical communities, all of our mayors in Williamson County, our school superintendents, as well as some physicians and members of the medical staff, we're seeing an active increased cases throughout our county. The apparent need to reinstate a countywide mandate in Williamson County. The mandate will become effective on Saturday, October the 24th at 12:01 a.m. and it'll extend through October the 30th when Tennessee Governor Bill Lee's executive order number 63 expires. The governor's office has announced that they intend and anticipate extending the authority through the end of the 2020 calendar year. Although the new executive order has not officially been granted beyond October 30, when the executive order is reissued, it is my intent to also extend the mask mandate for Williamson County through the end of the calendar year. It's also important to note that one of the conditions that the order does not apply to any person who is aged 12 or younger, provided, however, that the exception does not apply to students on school property or at school events which are subject to face covering mandates imposed by a local board of education. In those instances, the local board of education mandate shall apply. I appreciate the governor giving us the tools to address the issue without forcing a one-size-fits-all statewide order. I believe local government is best positioned to make those decisions, even when they are difficult. At the end of the day, I believe this order is in the best interest of our residents and the business community. A joint COVID-19 prevention toolkit will also be launched on our website, www.williamsonready.org, providing businesses and residents and partners with free download graphics and flyers for their business. At this time, I'd like to call on Dr. Ken Moore.
Well, good morning, and thank you, Rogers, and thanks for the opportunity to say a few words. And the first thing I would do is applaud Mayor Anderson on this move to protect the health of our community by issuing this mask mandate. This is an important step to protect the health of our community, particularly the elderly and the immunosuppressed, but also an opportunity to continue to protect our first responders, our healthcare providers, and folks that are on the front lines of the healthcare. This novel virus is causing death in our community. but also is causing significant morbidity, which will be the long-term effect of it. And also we're seeing significant mental health issues increasing in our community secondary to the pandemics. And not to mention the economic impact this has had on our community. So I'm fully supportive of Mayor Anderson's decision and applaud his stepping out front to do this. So thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you, Dr. Morton. Ray Little, the Brentwood mayor.
Thank you. I want to start by thanking Mayor Anderson and his leadership and fully support his decision for the mask mandate. For the past 7.5 months, we've faced this pandemic. In the words of Churchill, this may not be the beginning of the end, but only the end of the beginning, because history tells us and science is telling us that this COVID-19 war may last for a long time. I think the masks are one weapon. I think washing hands, I think social distancing, even taking your flu shot, and the other means of protecting you and your loved ones and those in the community are very important as we continue to fight this battle. I want to thank Mayor Anderson and Mayor Moore for their leadership in the community, and appreciate everyone who wears the mask, washes hands, and does. I just think the mandate makes it more forward in people's minds about what we're up against, because it seems like this war is going to go on for a while against the COVID-19. So appreciate the citizens' cooperation. It boils down to this: just love your neighbor as yourself. By wearing your mask, you're actually protecting those around you, those you know and those you don't know. And in that way, we best can keep our schools, our churches, our businesses, and our organizations operating as normal as is possible during this COVID-19 pandemic. Thank you.
Thank you. Next we have Dr. Andy Russell from Williamson Medical Center.
Hey, good morning, everybody. I just want to say thank you to all of our local leadership for the support of this mask mandate. It is certainly needed to help maintain and improve the health of the citizens of Williamson County. And as Mayor Moore said, especially helps keep the healthcare workers safe, our first responders safe, because without those people, the hospital doesn't run effectively. Again, we think this is all about COVID, but it's also more about other medical problems. People with heart disease, people with strokes, people with diabetes, we need to be able to care for those patients at the hospital as well. And by putting this mask mandate in place, it allows us to continue to care for everybody in the community, not just with those with COVID. So again, Mayor Anderson, thank you very much for this support of this mandate, and thank you.
Before I open it up to questions, I do want to remind everybody that now's not a time to become lax when it's about our taking precautions for our community. In addition to wearing our mask, remember to wash those hands, stay 6 feet apart, and avoid large gatherings. Doing all of these things will help our economy, to help protect our hospital capacity and healthcare workers, but it also may save the life of your family member or a friend or neighbor. Today we have with us, as I indicated in the opening remarks, our school directors and Todd Horton. I'll open it up for questions from anyone up here. Any questions?
When you say mandate, does that mean explain that. People won't be arrested? Will they be advised? How does that work? Because I can see this going sideways real quick when somebody don't want to wear their mask,
Well, as we have done when we had the mandate on earlier in the year for approximately 60 days, we do that through encouraging education, providing those tools for the businesses and for the residents out there. Granted, we did not have to issue any citations. As a general rule, people and businesses want to conform to the law and have a safe community. No question? Mandate is a law. Thank you. Yes?
Mayor, obviously Brentwood and Franklin mayors, Ken Moore and Ray Little, have voiced their support of this mandate, but have Spring Hill Mayor Rick Graham and the Nolensville Mayor, have they also supported?
So in our conversations with all of the mayors yesterday and going through the dialogue that we're having on a weekly basis, all of the mayors have signed on except for the Spring Hill mayor. He's caught in a little different scenario in that Spring Hill straddles two counties, one Murray County, one Williamson County. He did support the efforts of what we are attempting to do to provide the safety and the security and the health of our community. He did not oppose the efforts that the mayors and all of us are doing. He just could not sign on at this particular time.
So this mandate will go on to the end of the year.
Currently, the executive order is only good to October the 30th, when the governor, which he has indicated that he is going to extend that executive order, then this order will also go with the amount of time that's remaining. Other questions?
Did you guys have to vote on this? I mean, like the council came up and they all voted on it, and did you have like, I mean, was it unanimous, or how did that work?
So the governor's executive order gives that power to the 95 counties, less the counties that have a director of public health in them, such as your Davison County. So there's 89 counties that the governor has expressed. You make the decision for your community, and so those directions through the executive order comes to the county mayor or the county executive in some counties. I have always believed, because we work together, we unite together, we communicate together, that I certainly want the support of the other city mayors, because every city and county has to work together. But the vote was to take it before the council. That is not a requirement. Thank you.
Mayor?
Yes.
One last question. So obviously a mask mandate is sort of a controversial measure. What do you say to Williamson County residents who perhaps see this as an encroachment on their freedoms?
Well, the last time we did it, we put the mandate in, no question. There are different people with different views. I think all of these men that are up here today, where they're elected or where they're appointed or they are working in the capacity of their job, there's always controversy on that. But all of us have one thing in mind: to provide safety and the security for our residents, school children, to me, myself. This cloth has become way too political, and it's an instrument, it's a tool that helps people rather than it being a divisive piece of cloth. So I'm not sure how you answer your question, but it is always controversy, you know. So is these gentlemen in the school, starting school on a certain day, and the procedures. Everything we're doing during COVID-19 seems to be a controversial statement. Yes?
You mentioned, of course, that a mandate is a law, but has there been any conversation with law enforcement on how or if that mandate is going to be enforced?
So the question was, has there been any conversation? Each of the cities, they have their jurisdictional area, and they'll be, through their city managers, through their mayors, they'll be relaying the information that we're implementing tomorrow, Saturday morning. And they'll have their own procedures on it, but it's not a heavy-handed. Let's don't leave here thinking we're going to go out and heavy-hand people into it. We're really encouraging people to do it and giving the tools to the cities and the counties to please wear your mask for safety. Other questions? Well, I want to thank you, all of you, for being here today. I know there's another large event that's coming up later today, and it's very difficult for you all to move around. I understand that, but thank you for helping us get the message out. Have a good day.